Students, I am Deepak Babur from New Catholic Mission School, Jhabwa. Dear students of 9th class, I welcome you to this English class. Students, we are going to study today a 9th lesson, The Bond of Love. The name of the lesson is The Bond of Love by Kenneth Anderson. He is the writer of this lesson. Students, this whole lesson we are going to study about love and the love between human being and animals. There are different ways to express love to each other. Here, human being, they have the attitude, or we can't say attitude, but then they have interest to keep pet animals, though wild animals, pet animals and domestic animals. Domestic animals we used to keep, but then we sometime interested to keep pet animals. For example, dog, cats and different other birds also. So here a lady, author's or writer's wife, she is very much very much connected to animals. So let us go through the part. Writer is Kenneth Douglas Stewart Anderson. He was born 8 March 1910 and he was expired 30th August 1974. Was an Indian born. He was Indian born British writer and hunter who wrote books about his adventures in jungles of South India. Kenneth Anderson, born as I told you, and then he died here, and he was Karnataka. Yes, he was from Karnataka, India. Nationality, he later on he possessed that British. Let us go through the introduction part. Dear students, it says the bond of love is a story of love and affective between a human being and animal. As usual, I told you in the introduction part that we are interested to keep animals in order to kill our time or in order to spend our time. So there are moments, there are ups and downs in our life. Sometimes we are very dispirited, or we find difficulty to spend our time. At such point of time, we require somebody's company, and if we don't have company, we may miss lot of things in our life, or we find difficulty to spend days, nights, even months and years. So people have a habit of keeping animals, to spend some time with them, to play with them, to just have jokes and just go out. For example, we can say in the morning there are human being, or there are people who are lazy in the sense they don't want to have morning walk and evening walk, but in the name of pet animals they go out just for a walk and make themselves healthy. So in such case we keep animals. But here what happened, you see, once the narrator finds an orphaned, it was orphaned sloth bear, and gives him to his wife. He offers in the form of gifts to his wife. As time passes, the narrator's wife and the baby bear share a great bond of love and affection. Okay, the bear grows big and needs an open and big space to live. Yeah, if bear grows, it will have a huge size, and if bear is having a huge size, definitely it will require big space or a wide space to survive or to play. So they decide to give it to zoo, a place where different kinds of animals survive in the care of caretaker, but both of them cannot bear the separation or tolerate, or they cannot live without animal or without each other's company. They worry and do not eat food properly. They worry means both the animal, bear, as well as the writer's wife. Hence the bear is brought back to the narrator's house, and both became happily, or both became happily means both are happy now. Dear students, about the characters it says, the narrator, he is the writer of the story who found a sloth bear and gifted to his wife. What did he find? He found a sloth bear, unorphaned, means that animal was wandering here and there, and the writer felt pity on it, and he brought it to home. He gifted the animal, he gifted it to his wife. Narrator's wife, she was a kind woman and who loved the bear, fat, and treated him like her child. She is a kind. We know mothers are kind. Yeah, there are some mothers, they are not kind, where they show different behavior, they treat differently. But there are mothers who are very kind and compassionate. Now she kept the name of the bear, Bruno, a sloth bear whom the narrator found the gifted to his wife. The curator, now curator, who is the curator? A person who takes care of zoo animals. A zookeeper who took care of Bruno at the zoo and informed the narrator's wife about its condition. Narrator's wife was in touch of curator. She makes a phone call to curator, and always she was trying to collect information about bear. The superintendent, a kind-hearted man, and who allowed the narrator's wife to take Bruno with her. Superintendent means a person above curator. Above curator is the superintendent of zoo. The narrator finds an orphaned bear cube. As I told in the introduction part, the same way, let us go through the story. Story says the narrator found a bear and cube. By chance, he found it by chance. Not he was in search of that cube, but then he found it by chance. When he and his friends were passing through the fields of sugarcane, yes, it happened so here, sugarcane near Mysore, people were driving away, and what were they doing? They were driving away wild pigs, because wild pigs, they were destroying crops. Because of that, they were driving away them from the fields by shooting at them. Yes, even they were trying to frighten them by shooting or creating such a loud voice. Then they spotted a sloth bear, and his friends shot towards an bear, and it died. After the sloth bear died, her cube, sloth bear died, her cube. No, the mothers or the father's bear all died, and the cubes were wandering here and there, which was riding on her back. Okay, which were riding on her back means we know bears, they allow the children to sit on the back when they move from one place to the other place. Ran around her dead body and making a sad noise. Okay, the narrator caught the bear cube and gifted him to his wife. She felt so happy on seeing the bear cube and named him Bruno. And she treated him as her own child and took care of him very well. She gave him many things to eat and drink. Yes, he ate porridge. Porridge, it is prepared out of milk and some, burger, we can say. Vegetables and fruits and nuts and meat and rice, eggs, etc. And drank tea, milk, beer, coffee, beer, also coffee. See, it was provided coffee also. Next it says the incidents with Bruno. Sometime it happened. So incidents, what incidents? Once an incident took place in the house. What happened that time? The narrator had put down rat poison. Why did he put rat poison? In order to kill mouse or mice. In the library, and Bruno ate it and suffered a stroke of paralysis. It was not able to move. It was not able to move or stand on its feet. He dragged himself to the narrator's wife, and he dragged himself to the narrator's wife. Now Bruno was not able to walk, therefore he dragged himself to narrator's wife, so that narrator's wife can notice it. They took him to the veterinary doctor, and he recovered after some time. Yes, because of that rat poison. Another time Bruno drank 1 gallon of old engine oil. It was old engine oil, and he drank it unknowingly. He was not aware about it, but it had no ill effect. Yes, it happened so, but then there was no ill effect on him. Further says Baba. Now Bruno is bearing other names. One name is Bruno and the other name is Baba. New name of Bruno. As Bruno grew, he learned some tricks. Yeah, we understand. Dogs, pet animals, they learn some tricks. And at the narrator's wife's command, he could perform them. When narrator's wife command Bruno, he would perform it. He could hold a stick like a gun. Yes, that animal would hold a stick like a gun. When she said wrestle or box, he will do. Suddenly, he did the same. She changed his name at Baba. She changed his name to Baba when he grew up. Baba had to be changed most of the time because of children of the narrator's tenants. As time passed, Baba grew in size and equaled the 2 dogs in height. See, you can understand. He was as big as 2 dogs. So the narrator and his friends advised the narrator's wife. Now, narrator himself cannot take a very serious step to make his wife to understand, but friends and others also came and trying to make her understand. To send him to the zoo in Meso because he needed a bigger and open space. She was not ready to send him initially, but later she agreed and sent him to the zoo. It happened so. First of all, she was not able to understand, or she was not trying to realize, but later on, after a lot of efforts of friends and narrator, she could understood it. And later on, what happened, effect of a separation on narrator's wife. It has so happened. Effects. What are the effects? The narrator's wife was in grief for weeks after Baba left. When Baba was taken away to zoo, and she was dispirited, she was very much intensed, and she wrote a letter to the curator, that is custodian of the zoo, to know about Baba. She, as I told in the introduction part, she used to collect information from this person by writing letters or by making phone call. She used to collect information. Now you can see the size of the bear. It is quite big, huge size. It cannot be controlled by simple person. If it hears commands of narrator's wife, surely it will listen and follow, but then it cannot be controlled. The narrator replied that he was fretting and not eating food. Now, narrator replied, fretting and not eating food means somehow not comfortable, not feeling well, even not eating food also. The narrator tried to keep her away from the zoo for about 3 months, but after knowing Baba's condition, she decided to meet him. Later what happened, you see, when it was chained, or it was behind the bars, it was behind the bar, reunion of the narrator's wife and Baba. The narrator took his wife to the zoo, okay, because this narrator's wife was not feeling well, so narrator took his wife to the zoo, and some of her friends told her that Baba would not recognize her, but when she went to the zoo, Baba recognized her at once and became very happy, and they sat together for 3 hours. You can understand the condition. You can understand the condition, the time, and it was a long period. They had not met each other, but Baba was so clever, very intelligent. He could at a time recognized her, and they spent time, not 1 hour but 2 hours but 3 hours they spent all together. She gave him food. Now she is giving food. She asked the curator to send Baba with her, but he was helpless and suggested her to ask the superintendent for that. This curator, he was helpless because he was working under somebody, and somebody who was that? The superintendent. Therefore, he could not help her out, and he asked further to ask the person who was responsible. Baba returns home happily. Now, anyhow, he got the permission, or she got the permission that you can take Baba to home. The superintendent allowed her to take Baba, and he was hoisted on top of the narrator's car. Hoisted on the top of the narrator's car, he was put, or he was made sit on the narrator's car. At home, a 20 feet long and 15 feet wide island was made for him. A wooden box was kept for Baba to sleep, and at home there was a wooden box. It was kept for Baba to sleep. It was arranged especially for Baba. He was happy to be at home again, and now Baba is returned, or Baba returned home. He was very happy to remain at home or spend time with narrator's wife. Narrator's wife and Baba spent hours sitting there. A bond of love between a human and animal. In the beginning I told you the bond of love, human being and animals. The affection and love between the narrator's wife and Baba was expressed when they were at home and when they were separated. The sloth bear was a symbol of true love. Sloth bear was symbol of true love. The story shows that animals also feel love and express their feelings to them and love them. Baba showed so many qualities that of humans, like love, affection, care and loyalty, and shared a bond of love with the narrator's wife. You can understand the love between human being and animals. Now, if you keep the animals in a very zone or in a very good place, so they could also understood, or they could also understand the love and affection. Dear students, out of this lesson we learn the animals, they are good animals, or they have certain feelings or certain level of feelings. They can understand each other. Even you keep the animals, they will try to express love and affection, and they will also listen the command. If you pass the command for them, they would understand, they will respond you. I have said 2 questions for you out of this lesson. All creations of God should be treated with love and compassion. Creation of God here, animals, they should be treated with love and compassion. Write the virtues of author's wife as reflected by her in treating bear cube. Second question says, what do you think would have happened if Bruno had not recognized author's wife in the zoo? You can just think about this question and write your own answer. I would request you to go through the chapter and try to understand the concept of this chapter. Thank you very much.